I'm 48, and I'm losing my faith in God. Take a walk with me. You know, a lot of people are going through life dealing with a lot of issues, and these issues can be devastating. These issues can be something that affects their family, affects their health. I mean, you name it, it's affecting them. And one thing I've learned is that you need to put your trust in God, And let's also say this for the record, because I know that when we talk about topics like this, the judgments come, people begin to talk, people begin to point fingers, play the blame game. And I want to preface this entire video that this is about humanity and the struggles people deal with and what they go through and how we can find the answers to pretty much overcome, because a lot of us are going through these very same things. Some of you are at a crossroads where you are trying to figure out what to do. And you're taught that you need to trust in God, believe in God. Well, a lot of people are losing their faith. And they're not losing their faith because they don't believe in God. They're losing their faith because God abandoned them. Or at least that's the way it seems. In this world, religion plays a heavy part in a lot of our lives. And we're taught to believe in Jesus Christ. We're taught to go to church, And all of those things are good. It's healthy. But at the same time, it can become dangerous. Now, the reason why it can become dangerous is when you put all of your confidence, all of your hope, that somehow, some way, God is going to change something for you. And I think that that's dangerous. I think that is something that you should never do. Because when you think about it, putting your hope and confidence in God to fix something might seem good. It can be extremely demanding on your mental health, especially if you're doing all of this believing and nothing actually happens. I think that a lot of us truly believe in God. We do, with all our heart, all our might, all our soul. But life issues really would put you in a situation where you doubt God. Not that you're blaming him. I blame religion. I blame the church. Because the church don't help no one. The church don't help people that struggle. The church don't really care. All the church does is take money in. And the people, they're just taught to be religious. That's what they're taught. They're taught to be religious. They're taught to pray. They're taught to fast. And one thing I learned is that you cannot think for one split second that somehow you're going to have everything all together by just having a belief with no action. You know, the Bible says faith without works is dead. The Bible also says if a man don't work, neither shall he eat. Which implies that in order for us to get anything done, we have to work. We have to believe in what we believe in terms of our abilities, our talents, our goals. These are the things that we have to focus on in order to be successful. But at the same time, anytime we're going through a struggle, we're taught that we're supposed to believe in God and have this faith. And to be honest with you, it sounds good, but to be honest, it's definitely not healthy, because what we're doing is we're putting all of our trust in God. That's what we're doing. We're putting our trust in God to pretty much solve all the problems, to, I guess, make everything work for us. And that, to me, is problematic. It is problematic to actually have your confidence and everything in you focused on God to pretty much take care of all the problems. I think that's toxic, you know? Now, the reason why a lot of people are losing their faith is pretty much because they put their confidence in God to solve all their problems. And I think that for the most part, is where the issue begins. The issue begins where they put their confidence in God, and then God don't come through. Now they're questioning God. Now they're trying to figure out, well, where is God? Why God is not doing this? Why God is not doing that? And it bothers them. It really messes with them because they're trying to figure out why God didn't help me, why God didn't come through. And it makes you wonder, like, you know, I'm doing everything I can. I got my faith in him. I'm exercising righteousness. I'm going to church. I'm paying tithes. I'm doing all of these things that the church tell us to do. But for whatever reason, it's just not working, you know? And it's kind of stressful to believe that this is the way to go, you know? But this is where it is, you know? So we're going to pretty much go about our business and walk through this path real fast because you have cars coming through. I got to be careful on this road. After this car, I'm going to head on. So we have a situation, guys, where we have to think about what's going on because people are losing their faith. And I'm trying to do content that resonates with the listener on what they need to do to get through. This is not about the lack of faith. This is not a video for you to come in and start to judge people because you think you're a holy roller or because you think you're so perfect. This is a video that expresses the exact emotions that people go through in their walk. Imagine how many homeless people believe in God, and yet they're homeless. They're on the street suffering. They believe in God. Everybody that give them $1, they're saying, God bless. They're giving God all these praises, but yet these people are still struggling, still homeless, still down. And it gets to the point where it's like, wow, it's amazing how we have been, for lack of better words, brainwashed branded to just believe. And while we're believing, nothing is happening. And you almost feel bad just because you have these opinions and thoughts. When you study the Bible, many men of the Lord doubted God. They gave up. They lost faith. We've seen this with the disciples of Jesus Christ. We've seen many men. There were righteous, noble men. And all of these guys lost their faith. So who are you to judge? Be serious. Who are you to judge me when I have my issues? See, the thing is, we can't see your issues. That's the problem. The issue is we can't see your problems. We can't see what you deal with. And I think that is the major issue here, is that we can't see your problems. We can't see the things that you actually go through. I'm just being me. I'm just sharing my truth so that I can live. But the problem is most people, they resort to judgment. And judging people is the name or the way of the world today. There's so many people, guys, that are afraid to talk about these particular topics because they're afraid of what people are going to think of them, you know? Now, think about this. I'm an influencer. I got a large platform. Thousands upon thousands of people listen to me. And for them to hear a message like this, you would think that they would have an understanding. But in most cases, people don't try to understand. They just want to judge. That's the world. But if you were to ask these individuals, how is their walk with God? They don't even believe in God. They doubt everything. They don't have no faith. But yet they'll judge me because it's easy to do because they could see me. Do you see my point? Again, ladies and gentlemen, this content is not about a man who lost his faith, who rejected God, who is lost in rebellion. This video is about the cares of the world and the trouble and the struggles that people go through, and how, when these issues are upon you, we're taught to believe. And when we believe with all our heart, all our might, all of our soul, for some reason, it's as if God took a vacation. It's as if God just said to himself, you know what? I'm done focusing on this guy. Let me go my way. That's how it feels. And there is a lot of people who are suffering in silence, who are walking in the shadows, and they have no hope. They tried. They believed. They prayed. They did everything they can. And yet, God is not there. You know, if I have to do all the work, if I have to suffer, if I have to build and grind and do all this work to try to change my circumstances for the better, how is God getting the glory, guys? How can you tell me to trust and believe when I'm the one doing all the work? Do you see my point? This is real. This is not a skit. This is a real life emotion. Real life things that people go through. If you're the one who have to get up in the morning to pay your bills, you got to go to work, you got to travel, you got to get in your car, you got to do all these things. Okay, is God going to come and do it for you? Or do you got to do it? This is what I want you to think about. Is God going to be the one to come down and mow your lawn? Or do you got to do it? This is all I'm saying. We're taught to have this faith. We're taught to go to church. We're taught to do all these different things, guys. And again, we're not saying that you can't do them. We're not saying don't do them. What we're saying is this: we have to be practical. If God was there for all of us, why do we struggle? Answer that question. If God really cared, why do we feel pain? And this is the emotion that people feel. And this is what stops people from even believing. And this is what I think people need to understand, is that you have to have an understanding of life first and recognize what is truly going on. Because if you don't, then it's gonna absolutely break you in terms of the things you're going through. It's not gonna really matter no more, because it's like you're dealing with people who on one end, they're judging you, they're criticizing you, they're laughing at you, they're mocking you. And all I'm trying to do is give people an understanding of exactly what's going on in terms of, the world in which we live. That's all I'm trying to do, because again, we are taught, guys, from when we're kids. We're taught to have this faith, to believe, to do all of this stuff. All I'm doing is asking questions. I want to know what people think. I want to know what's going on, because again, this is not about giving up on God. This is about losing your faith, which is a natural thing for any human being. None of you are exempt from losing your faith. None of you are so perfect that you got it all together and you figured it all out. None of you. So why would you judge me? Why would you even have the audacity to think you're better than somebody and you got more faith than someone because you have your situation together? You don't know what other people go through. You don't. Who are you to judge? This is why it's so important, guys. So important to be humble and listen to the message before you judge. God is God, and we know that. But people are really struggling out here. And again, if he cared, why he don't help you? If he cared, why the problems still persist? If you got bills and you got needs and you are literally down and out, people don't even come through for you. Aren't the people of God supposed to have the heart of compassion? Aren't the people of God supposed to have the heart of giving, the heart of caring about the less fortunate, the needy? Aren't they supposed to be the hands of God in the earth? Well, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then God is not doing what he's supposed to do. And I think that a lot of us need to recalibrate our mind on the things that we believe, because a lot of us have been believing information that's not entirely true. It's not true, guys. Yes, he's real, but so are we. And I think one of the biggest problems we got right now is that we have high expectations off the wrong information. I think that's the problem. High expectation off the wrong information. You see, God needs us in this earth to prevent troubles and problems in the lives of others. God needs vessels that will do what he tells them to do. The problem and the reason why most people suffer and struggle is because human beings don't have God in their heart. You see, I'm a giver. I'm the type of person that always want to help others. But I find that when I need something, nobody's there for me. And that make me question God. Because again, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. So I'm trying to figure out, where is he? And why he allow all of these things to transpire? Where is he? Where are his people who claim they love him? Why is it that his people never come through to help other people? Explain that to me. Explain to me why so many people are homeless. Explain to me why so many people get evicted and God's people sit back and watch and laugh. Explain to me why the church is sitting there year after year making millions and millions of dollars, and for whatever reason, the people are struggling and nobody have any compassion for them. Explain that to me, because I want to know. I want to know, why is it that nobody cares? I want to know. I want to know, why is it that people continually judge others when they're going through something to try to put them down, trying to say, oh, the reason why you're going through this is because you're just not a good person. The reason why you're struggling is because you're in sin, or the reason why this is happening to you is they always ready to judge you. Always. They never have anything positive to say. They never have anything good to say. It's always them judging. Every single time. They always judge. They never have anything positive to say, guys. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the fakery. And this is why a lot of people are losing their faith. It is because of situations like this. When you put your all and you struggle and you had your faith in God and you did this and you did all these different things, and then you realize God is not there. That's a scary thing. And it's difficult to explain this to an unbeliever, because an unbeliever will look at you and say, my goodness, aren't you the guy that believe in God? Aren't you the guy who quote the scriptures? Aren't you the guy that say we need to pray? Okay, so if you're that guy, why is it that it seems as if God is not there for you? Do you see my point? There's a lot of people that are dealing with that. How do you explain yourself? How do you explain yourself to people under those circumstances? How do you explain yourself? You can't explain yourself. There's nothing to explain. You just got to accept the truth. And the truth is he's not there. We've been conditioned to believe that. We've been conditioned to believe that somehow, some way, he's there helping you in the clouds somewhere. What if all of that is untrue? What if the whole time you are the one who is in control of your life? And again, you will judge me, and that's okay. This platform is about truth. It's about accountability. It is about setting standards. It is about protecting your peace and your solitude. And one thing I speak for are the people who have no voice, who have no microphone, who are unable to share their truth. So I speak it for them. Do you understand? I speak the truth for the people that are tired, the people that prayed, the people that know the Bible front and back, and for whatever reason, God is not there for them. Because if he was, they wouldn't be going through these issues. And I think that it's a reality we have to just admit and face. And again, this is not about disbelief, because you cannot argue against what I'm saying. You can't. You can't. If God is there, why are you going through it? If God is there, why are you dealing with it? If God is there, why the people aren't helping you? That is when you know the truth. The truth is, you're losing your faith. And maybe that is necessary. Maybe what you need is to believe in yourself because it's you that's doing the work. It is you that get up in the morning to pay them bills. It's you who's doing the work. And I think what society wants us to do is have confidence in other entities. And that is keeping us stagnant. That is keeping us from growing. That is keeping us from actually producing because we're idle. We put our trust in people, we fail. We put our trust in God, nothing happens. These are facts. These are things that we have to address because too many of us are living a lie. And again, I'm not saying don't believe in God. I'm not saying don't have faith. I'm not saying none of these things. All I'm saying is recognize the truth. The truth is a lot of us have crossed this road. And me personally, I believe in myself because it's me that's going through this struggle. It is me that deals with the issues of life. It is me who have to fight these demons every day that are trying their best to stop me. It is me that is doing this. So go ahead, bring your judgment. Tell me I'm a non-believer. Tell me I'm a demon. Tell me all the negative things you would like to tell me. You know what I'll tell you? God know and understand because he realized that I'm speaking the truth. See, I never said I gave up on God. I said I'm losing my faith. And losing my faith can be losing a belief that is false. A belief that God is supposed to come through and pamper you and put you on some pedestal somewhere when that's not what's gonna happen. You gotta go out there and you gotta fight. You gotta fight, you gotta grind, you gotta do everything you can in order to make it. And I think that a lot of us, we forgot about that. We forgot about the fight, the good fight of faith. If a man don't work, neither shall he eat. If a man don't take care of his own household, he's worse than an infidel. The Bible did not say, if God come through and put pampers and diapers on you. It said if a man don't provide for his own house, he's worse than an infidel. Never said anything about God coming through to pay your bills. So the whole belief system of, oh, you gotta believe in God, you gotta do this, you gotta do all of this extra stuff in order for God to come through is a lie. And that being said, gang, leave your comments, leave your feedback. Let me know if you had these issues. Let me know, guys. Peace and blessings. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace. We out of here.